The United States is engulfed in a civil war sparked by the tyrannical rule of a corrupt president who established a fascist regime. Now serving a third term, an illegal position under the 22nd Amendment, he has dismantled vital democratic institutions, including the FBI, which serves as a critical check on executive power. He also undermined checks and balances and deployed military drones against American citizens. In the face of an authoritarian takeover in Washington, some states unilaterally seceded from the Union. These states aimed to resist the president's regime, rallying their military might to challenge the central authority. Notably, Texas and California formed the Western Forces. Most southern states unite as the Florida Alliance. They actively seek to recruit other states into their cause, employing violence in their quest for expansion. The New People's Alliance represents northern states. However, this alliance lacks the military strength of the Western Forces and the Florida Alliance, creating a sense of fragmentation and uncertainty about the nation's future. Each faction is driven by its own ideologies and goals, suggesting that even if the president is overthrown, struggles for dominance among these factions are inevitable. In the movie, the Civil War is mostly explored through the perspective of journalists. Lee, portrayed by Kirsten Dunst, is the main character. As a photojournalist, she covered war zones abroad. Lee and Joel are determined to tell the story of this civil conflict, which leads them to plan an ambitious trip from New York City to Washington, D.C. to interview and photograph the president, who remained silent for over a year. Veteran reporter Sammy and rookie photojournalist Jesse join them on this dangerous journey, navigating war-torn landscapes and facing the challenges of an economy in freefall, characterized by ration goods and violence. Urban warfare wreaks havoc on infrastructure, and journalists encounter the grim realities of lawlessness, with looters facing brutal punishments. As war rages in urban centers, civil society is at work to help affected civilians. They come across makeshift camps run by NGOs like the Global Relief Fund, providing shelter and basic necessities to displaced families. These camps are in stark contrast to suburban areas where some civilians remain oblivious to the war. In one scene, a woman in a seemingly untouched neighborhood desires to stay uninvolved, illustrating how some communities attempt to isolate themselves from the chaos surrounding them. I think the movie makes it clear that identity is an underlying theme of the Civil War. A tense encounter with a soldier from the Florida Alliance highlights racial tensions. The soldier selectively spares the journalists based on their origins, leading to a tragic moment for Tony, who is killed because he's from Hong Kong. By the way, in this scene, Sammy rescues the group and gets shot as they're driving away. As the plot progresses, the Western forces mount a substantial military offensive against the president. Their planning showcases their military strength and resolve. Scenes depicting a formidable military base in Charlottesville, complete with fighter jets, artillery, and tanks, highlight the serious threat they pose to the president's power. A24 Civil War emphasizes the logistical challenges and strategic complexities of mounting a rebellion against an entrenched regime. The film's climax centers on the Western forces' assault on Washington, D.C. We learn that California and Texas successfully overpowered the Loyalist army, leaving the White House with weaker protection than ever. And that's how the Western forces managed to roll into Washington. They advance on the Capitol, triggering a series of intense urban warfare scenes. Iconic symbols of democracy like the Lincoln Memorial are destroyed. The journalists embedded with the Western forces document the final moments of the president's regime as a tactical group invades the White House. This is where Lee meets her fate. The remaining journalists, Joel and Jesse, come to document history. A representative for the White House seeks safe passage out of the country for the president, but the Western forces refuse. The film concludes with the shocking execution of the president in the Oval Office, marking a dramatic end to the conflict. Click here to watch my long-form analysis of the real politics behind A24's civil war, and click the like button to support the channel. Thanks.